trying to keep my cool. You know, there's always hope. But I don't understand for the life of me how in the hell Tom Thibodeau has Cat playing just 28 minutes. He's going to try to tell us it was defense. But with Mitchell Robinson on the court, the deficit increased. Jalen Brunson, that shot near the end of regulation. Don't know what that was about. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I do know what to say. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't know what Tibbs was doing tonight. I have no clue. I have no idea. Just gonna think it. Just gonna think about it right now. New York Knicks are down 0-2. Looks like we're going home. Looks that way. Don't know if it is that way.
Now from the Garden, I'm going to get to the Knicks side of this in a minute. You've been courtside throughout with this team, so you've seen plenty of great performances from them and from opponents. We see a 39-point explosion from Pascal Siakam. He joined me earlier. That man was calm, cool, collected, all business. He was unimpressed. What did he do that impressed you this evening, Monica?
I think his poise, Scott, like he just comes into the basketball game so confident. There was so much ease about him. I didn't think that he played poorly in game one, but coming into this one, he was my X factor because he's capable of the night like he had tonight. He's the guy that can score at all three levels. He can be aggressive and disruptive on the defensive end. He has versatility, and Rick Carlisle has been effusive about him in terms of him being a guy that you give him a few practices with any team, and he has such a cerebral game that he's going to be able to fit in and make a positive impact, and I think you saw that here tonight.
Jalen Brunson had big numbers again, but it comes down, as Karl Anthony Towns was just alluding to execution down the stretch. And, make miss league, yeah, always has been, always will be. But it feels like Indiana's just better at executing in the clutch moments than New York has been thus far. You're shaking your head. You seeing the same things?
Yeah. Yeah, I am seeing that, SEP, and it's interesting because coming off the Boston series where so many games were decided by clutch, you look at the Knicks, they're 6-3, or coming into tonight at least, they were 6-3 in clutch time performances. Yes, the headline was the big shots, but you also had clutch defensive performances late, and they have not been able to push that button when it matters in terms of the defense that allowed them to close the games in the previous series versus the Boston Celtics. And listen, credit the Indiana Pacers. They have the perfect set of guys around Tyrese Halliburton who makes excellent decisions. Collapse the defense, spray to your shooters are knocking down shots.
It's Friday night in the Garden.
Remind you, they did this to the number one seed, a team that won 64 games in the regular season. They went on the road to Cleveland, and they took a commanding 2-0 lead on the road. And what did they do? People might have thought that was a fluke. They go on the road again in the conference finals and take a 2-0 lead against a very good New York Knicks team. And they do it 114-109. And again, 6 guys in double figures. Pascal Siakam was sensational tonight, 15 of 23 shooting. 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 36 big points. Nesmith had 12. Miles Turner had 6.
Defense becomes that much more fluid, and they can do damage that way. So when you move that basketball and you move bodies, the Knicks don't move as well defensively as other teams do.
Watching this game, Ocho, I was looking at it early, and I saw like the Pacers got out to a good lead, and then the Knicks go on this run. And I'm looking at this game at the half. I'm like, Knicks, I think y'all in trouble. Mm-hmm. I think that y'all in trouble. I say because they've walked you down from 14 with under 3 minutes, and now you got a nip and tuck ball game. And the thing that the Pacers do, they're going to play with pace. They're going to push the ball, whether you make the shot, Brad, or you miss the shot. They are pushing. Halliburton are looking to get that ball ahead to Siakam, to Nesmith, Miles Turner, because they run the floor. And like you said, they do a great job of moving. And they don't have a guy that you say, oh, I got to get him the ball. They don't have a dominant guy, a Luka or Jason Tatum or one of these great Shea that got to have the ball. So you don't know on a given night It could be one of either 6 guys that can be their leading scorer, and that's very difficult to defend.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson is averaging almost 40 points a game, 8 assists a game, and he's shooting 54%. Yet they find themselves down 0-2. Ocho, when you're looking at the Knicks, and I think you picked the Knicks to win.
Yes, sir.
What is it that you're seeing? What's been most disappointing for you?
I mean, well, for the Knicks, obviously, I need more people to contribute. At the half, I mean, with Jalen Brunson doing what he needs to do, Mikal Bridges was okay. Anobi came along in the second half, but the Pacers are winning collectively as a group. Everybody's being able to contribute. I think it's too much pressure on Jalen Brunson to keep them in the game, regardless of whether the Pacers can pass the ball and always keep the ball moving offensively. The Pacers in transition, running up and down the floor. I think everyone else has to contribute as well. Cat, I mean, what did Cat have tonight,
Cat had 20 points on 6 of 14 shooting. 14 shots isn't enough.
Not even close. Not even
Mikal
close.
Bridges had 18 shots.
Listen, now we down 0-2 in the hole. I'm talking about we. I'm just saying specifically because I picked the Knicks to win this series. That goddamn Halliburton, man, listen, he was very efficient tonight. He only had 14 points, but still his shot selection and when he chose to shoot,
Chad, I'm sorry, Chad. Stick a fork in them. They're done now.
They done?
Your boys, they're done.
Brad,
already?
I didn't stutter, did I?
Already?
Yeah, they're done. I mean, I don't think that you look at them. The first game they lost, that psychologically it does a lot of damage. But then you come back and you play, okay, and you lose the second game.
Right.
Where are the people that were rocking the Celtic bus the other day when I was on it? When we left that arena, they were trying to tip it over. Those same quiet people left out there like church mouse. So I think that you look at the Knicks, this is a team that plays with emotion. What they've done, they've taken the emotion out. You said something about the pace that they run. Let me tell you what happened during 1984. I swear to God, this is how it happened. We played the Lakers in game 3. They beat us so bad. We scored. I didn't even think Magic took the ball out of bounds. He was right behind me dribbling. I was like, damn, did they take it out of bounds? I mean, but that's what great teams do. They don't allow you to get back in a position of resting. And that's what the Knicks want to do. They want to rest. But as long as you attack them and you make them play on the defensive end and you make Karl Anthony Towns accountable, you make Brunson accountable on the defensive end, that is what hurts the Knicks. And who are you looking at over there who's going to score after that?
Right. Cornbread, you said something very interesting. You said the team that plays on emotion and they lost that first game. I don't know if it was they lost the first game or how they lost the first game, because we hadn't seen a whole lot of teams lose games like that when they have such a lead with that amount of time on the clock. So it's like 1,447 when somebody has a 9-point lead with like 50-something seconds to go in the ball game. And they lost that ball game. And they come out and they really couldn't get any separation. They could never build up a 10-point lead or a 14-point lead like they did in game 1. So now everybody in that building, they're waiting to erupt. The loudest I saw them is when Brunson hit that 3 and they get within 3 points with like 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Prior to that, they were like just sitting like hoping something could go their way so they could get into the ball game.
Why are we so surprised by this? You're talking about what did they do when they played Cleveland? The same game. They came back at the end of the game and they won. Rick Carlisle, I played with Rick Carlisle as a young player.
Yeah.
He was always somebody who got at it. And he had a high pace and he made guys accountable. He does that with this team. The problem that the Knicks have is the fact that you look at that Pacer team, they have championship DNA. Rick Carlisle has it. Siakam has it. Who over there on the Knicks has that championship DNA? Who are you going to fall to at the end of the day? And I think that's the huge problem for them. They're a team right now that's played with great emotion. And they've been lucky. They were lucky to beat the Celtics twice in those first 2 games in Boston. But now, chickens have come home to roost now, buddy.
Jalen Brunson in game 2, 36 points, 11 assists on 5 made threes. Only MJ and LeBron have more 35-point, 10-assist playoff games in the Eastern Conference. Jalen Brunson, like I said, in games 1 and 2, he's averaging almost 40, 39 and a half, 8 assists on 54% shooting. I don't know if it's over, Cornbread. I think in order for them to have a chance, they've got to win game 3. They got to win game 3.
It's over. Poke it in them.
We've seen them go on the road.
You've always talked about your granny. What she did. When she went to check meat, what did she do? She stuck a fork in it.
Yeah, she stuck a fork in it. It's like, yeah, baby, it's done.
See if any blood came out. If any blood came out of it, it wasn't done.
Right.
That's what the Knicks are. I thought that I really hated the Laker fans and the Laker fan base. They have nothing on the arrogance of the Knicks when they won. These jokers haven't, and I said that to Stephen A. Smith. I said, oh, I tell you what, act like they've been there before. And I said, oh, hold on a minute. They haven't. And last time they won the championship, I was in high school. It was my senior year. I'm going to turn 70 years old. So I'm not saying anything bad about them. They played hard. I like what Brunson does. I like what they've done with their team. But I just think the Pacers right now are the better of the two teams, executing, especially at the end of the game and when it really counts. They've done it twice.
Yeah, I think the thing is that go ahead, Ocho. Go ahead. Make your point.
I was going to say, Cornbread, you're not giving the Knicks any chance to come back, regardless of how the Pacers play, despite how they look the past 2 games. The Knicks, for that matter, you don't give them any chance to come back and make this a series.
Chad, let's go on. I don't even drink beer, but let's bet a case, okay? Me and you. We'll see if they get back. I just don't see them getting back, especially on the emotional end. This team plays hard. I like the way they play. Tibbs has them playing hard. But when you get an Indiana team playing the way they are right now, going home, smelling blood, what we've seen this team do so far this year, when they smell blood, they turn the sharks. Neesmith has been big, knocking down shots. This isn't like, I'm not wishing them bad luck, but I just see, again, one team that executes a lot better at the end of those games, and they've won 2 games, and we shouldn't be surprised.
And I think the thing is, it was concerning for me, and Ocho, you and I talked about this with Joe the other night, that you got what you got from Cat. You got 30-plus points from Cat. You got 43 points from Brunson, and you still lost? Yeah. So if my big gun, hey, Cornbread, you know this, like, hold on. Y'all 2 big guys just went off, and we still beat y'all. What's the likelihood of y'all doing this 4, 5, 6 more times? The likelihood is not. Jalen Brunson averaging 43. I don't see that happening. Cat averaging 36. I don't see that happening. And we saw what happened tonight. The difference is they're so dependent on Brunson.
Yeah.
You see, the Pacers, you don't know who's going to be their leading scorer night to night. You can bet 98% of the time their leading scorer is going to be Jalen Brunson.
Man, no wonder you have one of the top rated shows. The way you analyzing this thing, you wouldn't think you were a damn Laker fan. You really wouldn't. And I hate you because of that. When
I ain't a Laker fan. I'm a LeBron fan.
Well, I don't care if you still wearing that purple and gold, and I hate to see it. I mean,
I used to be a Celtic fan. Growing up, Bird was my favorite player.
Join the crowd then. Come on back. Let me say, come on back home. Come on back to Jamaica. Okay? Don't worry about that. And I love LeBron. I think he's done so much for this league. And I'm kind of like you. I kind of wonder why people hate on him so much for what he's done, especially when it's off the court. All the things he's done on the court. But off the court, he's been brilliant. He hasn't been in any trouble. He's gotten kids to go to school. He's a great role model. So, again, I don't understand the hatred for LeBron, although I did hate Magic like that, and I still do today. So that's a whole nother story.
And you look at it, the